Dr. Najat El Said. She's an independent researcher in political communications, joining us from the UAE. Thank you very much for being with us today. How is the ceremony looking for there? What caught your eye today?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. The ceremony was great, and it basically illustrated what has been stated before. We saw the inauguration of the Israeli embassy in UAE a couple of weeks ago, and also the Israeli consulate in Dubai. Here, this is the part two, the continuation of the inauguration of the Emirati embassy in Israel, which is continuation for what happened. But I believe, like, the whole thing of what we saw today and what we saw even a couple of weeks ago is basically illustrating the Israeli-Emirati relation, and it has been also illustrated very clearly in the joint article between the Israeli and Emirati foreign ministers, that what was named UAE-Israel peace is more than an agreement. It is a way of life. So it is a new paradigm, a kind of new paradigm in the region of all what happened. Is not only a sign between on papers. It is basically a new way of life and new paradigm in the region. And the main joint collaborations are on peace, stability, security, prosperity, and coexistence. These are the main points. So the main reason for the peaceful relations between the two countries is basically to enhance the stability for both countries and in the region. As we saw in the previous years, what happened, the chaos that happened after the Iraq war, and then came the Arab Spring. So this stability and security is very needed because the challenges are more. So that's why it is a must.
So let's talk about some of those challenges that you're mentioning. Let's talk about Iran as a major challenge for the region, definitely for Israel and also for the UAE. What sort of collaboration are you seeing already in place these days between Israel and the UAE vis-a-vis the new agreement that is being drafted between Western states and Iran?
Well, these whole agreements that happened between UAE and Israel are based on two pillars. The first pillar is security, and the second part is economy, business, trade. So let us here talk about the security and the challenges. The challenges that are facing Israel and the UAE and the whole region is, in my opinion, is political Islamists. Call it, whether the Iranian regime, it is a theocratic regime, and also the Muslim Brotherhood is another challenge that it is also illustrated in the Erdogan Turkey and their supporters. So those are the two main things. So here comes the need for security collaboration between the two countries, because the two countries are facing the same kind of threats by those like extremists, by those who want to impose their way of politics and way of life on others.
So to follow on that, how is the UAE reacting to the fact that, yes, for the first time since the 50s, Israel has an Arab party in the government, which is a blessed move considering the fact that there are 20% of the population here, but yet it is the Muslim Brotherhood party that is part of the government that the UAE is in peace with these days. What are the reactions to that there?
Well, a lot of analysts are saying that the Islamist parties in Israel are quite different than the ones in the region. The ones in Israel are basically they have been integrated into the system, and also they have been grown in Israel in a way like an Israeli. And this is a very small percentage. The percentage of the Islamist party in Israel is not that big. And also, if you analyze the Israeli society is not Islamist overall. So here it plays specifically a political role. while the Islamist party in the region, because of the majority and also because of what they have at their agenda, it can expand them to not only to play politics, but to impose themselves as a cultural substitute. And we saw that, and after the Arab Spring, we saw that it happened in Egypt. They want to change, and we call it to brotherhize the state of Egypt. And the same thing they are trying to do it until now, and even in Tunisia. And we saw the struggle that happened between Islamists and female parliaments in Tunisia. So, but the whole environment in Israel is not allowing for this. So that's why it's quite different. We couldn't compare what is happening in Israel compared to what is in the Arab world, because as I told you, in the Arab world, they want more than politics. They want way of life, and they want to impose their culture through politics, and they want to remain in power. That's the main difference, because the societies are different, and the way that the parties have been established are different. So the challenges are different.
Very, very good point there, of course. Very good point there. Yeah. Dr. Najat Al-Saeed, thank you very much for these very valuable insights and for finding time to talk to us on this festive day. And we hope to host you here in our studio very soon. Do you have plans to come and visit the embassy?
Hopefully. Open the borders. I want to visit.
Okay.
The borders are still closed.
We'll talk to Ambassador Michael Oren about that just now. Thank you very much, Dr. Najat Al-Saeed.